There's the score on the card, and then there's everything the score can't capture. The early mornings, the impossible lies, the friendly wagers, the laughter, the lessons, and the memories made along the way. Welcome to Partied Up, the podcast where we go beyond the leaderboard to meet the people, personalities, and passions that make this game special. Because golf isn't just a game, it's the stories between the shots. This is Partied Up.
Welcome into Partied Up, episode number 3. I am Chuck Wagon Morrison, and as always, I'm joined by my esteemed co-host,
Kamish.
Josh Cricket's Graybeard.
Josh Cricket's Graybeard.
Yeah, that's what we got right now. That's what we're rocking with.
You're getting some comments in the.
We're going big.
You're going big, man. You're generating some comments in the chats. Crickets is the number one vote right now for a nickname, but. It will come.
Graybeard's not bad either. Yeah.
Yep.
Rocking the Graybeard.
Our nickname guy, who gives everyone's nicknames out, he did offer another suggestion, which we have heard before in the past as well, and that would be Bongo Boy.
Oh, yes, Bongo Boy. Yes. Bongo Boy is actually pretty good, actually. For those of you who don't know, I am a drummer, and many a times the bongos come out when we're just hanging out. So Bongo Boy does make a lot of sense.
I love it. And for those that are watching our video broadcast of this podcast, we've got a little set, and every week I'm adding a new object in front of our microphone. So if you are a loyal listener, follower, subscriber, every week I'll be adding something new. So if you can identify what's new this week, we'll give you a shout out on the show and maybe send you something. I don't know, but I think where I'm going with this is Bongo Boy. Actually, we have bongos here on set. We'll bring them out at maybe some point. This guy can play the bongos, but we won't put you under the pressure or under the gun right now.
Right.
But I'm excited for today's show. I really think we should start with a follow-up from what we teased last week, which is the Eastman Golf Links member golf tournament. Yep. It's a plaque event, as we talked about. We kind of had a discussion in terms of what would you rather win, a tournament with a large cash pool, or an event where it's a plaque event and your name goes down for infinity, essentially, forever. So Massey, you and Luch will be joining us shortly. He's actually at a member guest this weekend down in Kentucky, which we'll cover and talk about some pretty sick photos and coverage from our boy Luch down there in Kentucky. It's a sick member guest. But the member did occur. Was it last weekend?
Yes, it was.
It was last weekend, and you and Luch represented. I played with my boy Nicky. We did well. Spoiler alert, I think we finished in 6th place overall, but we did win money. But Kamish, I'll throw it over to you, and you can kind of tell us what happened and how it happened.
Yeah. Okay. Well, champion in the house.
You did it. Congrats.
Yes.
Congrats, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you. Long time coming. We definitely put it together. Of course, this is our first time playing together for Luch and I. Of course, Bongo couldn't be here,
Yeah,
so
I was away, unfortunately, and looks like I lost my member partner for good.
We'll see. That's not our for sure. But no, it was really good. We played extremely good all weekend. That was the intent. And for those that didn't listen or don't know, member is one of the you consider exclusive tournaments that happens basically at any decent club that carries championship level events. You typically have your club championship. You probably have a senior. You may have a net club championship. You will have a member guest, and then you tend to have a member, and some also have a mixed member. So it's two different people, or female and a guy. But this one was the member. It has been going on at Eastman since its inception, which is 1974. So a lot of history there, a lot of people on that board, a lot of names. I was never able to get my name on any board, and we accomplished the feat.
Well done, sir.
Thank you.
We're definitely going to need a picture of that plaque when it comes out.
Yeah,
absolutely, 100%. Yes, we will, and we have some pictures too. On some social from the championship from when we won. But yeah, no, in the end, it was just a battle. There was a bit of controversy as well. We can go into that a little bit.
What was the format that you guys play though for member? So that for those that don't may not be aware with how that works, I'm sure it's different at every club. But what's the format here at Eastman?
Yeah, so Unfortunately, I would say we don't get a huge field of players to come out. So we're not flighted. I think probably some of you that are at larger clubs, you would probably play in a more flighted event. So everyone's in the same field. It is handicapped. It is 2 days of 18-hole golf. However, the formats do change. On day one, on Saturday, we start with a 9-hole scramble format, 2-man scramble. And then you play 9 holes of preferred tee alternate shot, which means that you both get to hit a tee shot on every hole. And then from that point forward, you pick the ball that's in play that you want to play. And then whoever hit the tee shot, your partner hits the next shot, and so on until the ball goes in the hole. And then on day 2, it is 18 holes of just what is best ball. Some people get that confused with that being like scramble, but best ball is you're just playing your own golf ball the entire time. Yeah. The lowest score that gets into the hole is the score that's recorded as your team score, and you go on from there.
Just to be clear, we use, is it for the scoring though, for the overall champion, it's Stableford, is that correct?
Yeah, we do it. We do. Yep. So we do a Stableford format, which is good. It speeds up play in the sense that basically you get 1 point for a net bogey. You get 2 points for a net par, 3 for a net birdie, 4 for a net eagle. And so if you are getting a double or worse net, the idea is that you just pick up your ball and you just move along. Like that score is not going to get recorded. You don't use it. So that's the intent. And it's supposed to keep the pace of play going. It does. And so you add points, and the most points at the end wins.
Yeah.
Nice.
We do have an explanation of these rules and formats on our social channels by our club pro, Sean, so check that out. It's very thorough. Some complain that it's too long, and I think the golf enthusiasts really appreciated it for him to kind of walk through the rules. There was some controversy, as Jay did allude to. As you all know, by episode 3 now, one thing you will recognize on every single show is that we do keep it REAL, real. We won't call them hard takes. That's kind of an inside joke that maybe we'll expose at a later date with a hard take, but we do have hot takes. And Jay, and Josh, I think you're the same. We've had this conversation. Do you want a plaque event, or, do you want your name on a plaque? Jay, for the longest time, this is something you've hungered for. Mm-hmm. You've played competitive golf, your whole life. Well, not your whole life, but most of your adult life. You've come very close, second place with Josh when you guys were a team, I think a couple times. A couple
times, I believe, yeah.
Always a bridesmaid, never a bride type of thing, but super proud of you and Luch for actually accomplishing it and doing it in a tough competitive environment. I think, would you guys win by 1 or 2?
We ended up winning by 2.
Yeah, very close.
Yep, it was close. We were going into Saturday, we were tied, or going into Sunday, we were tied for the lead. So that was, where we knew where we stood, but there were a number of teams basically all within a couple points of us. So I want to say three teams were within 2, a couple within 3, and anything can happen out there, and you have no idea what everyone's doing. You're just trying to do your best, trying to get as many points on the board as you can. Yeah. One thing that I will say, we take for that was a bonus. Something that we really needed to happen is we did not have a 0 on the card the entire weekend. That was, so every hole we were able to get a point, and every one of those points definitely mattered for sure. So it's a lot. It's a big one. We posted Sean's speech. It's the starter, right? It's coming out. He starts everyone off. He gives every single team the exact same talk about what the tournament is, what the play is, what the rules are, and how it goes. So we play preferred lies here, which means that you get to roll. That's in your own fairway. You can roll your ball 12 inches, and then put it. And roll ball means basically you can lift it, move it. Like it again. Yeah, we don't make people play out of divots. Our course is in great condition, but I know there'll be hardos and the ball's always got to be down and da-da-da. It's the golf game's hard enough. It's like, this is just standard format. Most places play preferred lie. Yep. It's just something. We also allow you to rake in the bunker. Again, we don't have caddies out here. We don't, so I'm a big believer that, if you hit it into a bunker conditions, what they are, yeah, I get that. But on the other side of it, I shouldn't be penalized if I hit it into the bunker and I put it in someone's footprint because they didn't rake it. And it's like, now I'm I'm getting penalized because someone else is a dick, and it's like those kind of things happen. And I don't think that that's part of the game of golf. The game of golf is the bunkers there. So if you get a chance to rake it and put the ball back, you should be able to have that opportunity. And then you can still play from there. Bunker game's hard enough as it is, so we do get those. And then with alternate shot. So that rule was once you and your partner may be playing, two different balls, you may play the same ball. But the reality is that once that ball is in play and chosen, that is the ball that must go in the hole. And it was very much reiterated by the pro that the ball in play is the ball that goes into the golf hole. Yeah. And there were no gimmies. It was into the golf hole. So one team that was out there.
Controversy came up.
Yes. Unfortunately.
A little uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, this is after day one. It was brought up that a team was, replacing their golf ball during alternate shot and playing their own ball into the hole. And, that's, is that a problem or not? Should it be addressed? And honestly, it's like not my call. I'm not the, I don't run the tournament or anything.
And just to be very clear in this situation, right? The rule was explained in the example of two, like it's alt, modified alt. Is that correct?
You can watch it right on our
on
our socials.
Is it true alt?
No. True alt would be you pick odds. One person picks odds, the other person picks evens. Yep. Those are the holes you always tee off on. That's true alternate shot. That is like extremely brutal. And then I would say a format where we have the best golf players all playing collectively, you probably would say, I would say we would want to play it that way.
Yes.
When you're having a non-flighted field, for instance, in that scenario, you're going to say that I basically I can't have like the 15 handicap. It can, but it's just brutal to have like a team where 15 handicaps or even higher or whatever that have to now play it that way because their tournament can go away.
Just makes it miserable.
Very, very quickly.
Right. So in modified alt, it's basically both players will tee off and you'll select the better tee shot of the two and then alternate shot from there into the hole. And in the rule explanation, the example was given with two different golf balls. So let's say Jay's playing a Pro V1 and I'm playing a pink Kirkland golf ball. And we select my tee shot miraculously as an example. Jay we'd both have to then play that pink Kirkland all the way into the hole.
Correct.
Conversely, if the Pro V was the selected shot, your tee shot, we would then play that Pro V golf ball all the way into the hole. So that was explicitly, clearly communicated by the pro. Again, that video is on all our social channels, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, X, all of them. And there was a team in the field that, asked their opponents, which is not one to make a ruling on that judgment or that call. Are you okay if we, play our own ball kind of thing? That permission was granted by the other team, but again, that has no bearance. It's ultimately up to the officiating rules at the start and by the pro. I don't think they did it for the entirety of the 9-hole match, but at some point they did indeed use their own golf balls, if you will, and were assessed a penalty, a 2-stroke penalty, which I think the field agreed that's a fair consequence. And to their honor and word, golf at the end of the day, it's a game of integrity. They decided to drop out from the competition, and I get it. And I spoke to them privately about this, and my consent was don't drop out. You were assessed a penalty. Take the slap on the wrist and go out there and compete and try to win this thing. And their counter argument, which is a very valid point, was they didn't want any shenanigans or asterisks, if you will, if they did win, to say, well, back in match 2 in that modified alternate, game or tournament, they didn't use their own ball. So
there's a thing, right? And here's the issue. And when someone would be like, well, if their opponents agreed to it, then that should be fine. Well, if you're playing in a match just against them, and that would be like, mano a mano, sure, whatever. You do what you want to do out there because
their opponents were me and my partner, by the way.
Yes. And this is exactly right. But the problem is by them, you offering that provision up, what it did is that it takes away from the rest of the field because the rest of the field's not being given that same opportunity.
Correct.
And that was the issue. And that was what the pros' ultimate decision was, is again, it's not the team that gets to make the decision. It comes from the club. That would have to go to the club. You'd have to make that phone call and say, like, is this allowed? They would tell you yes or no. And then that's how that should work. Yep. And, that's what he did. And I get it. Yeah, the 2-stroke penalty I thought was fair enough.
That's pretty reasonable.
In the reality of it, though, and if you, again, there'll be hardos that are going to jump on that, and they'll know what the actual rule is that you are assessed a 1-stroke penalty for every shot that you take with the wrong ball. So basically, once that ball is replaced and you play it into the hole, let's say it's maybe on a par 5, you hit the tee shot, you replace the ball. That's a shot penalty. Then you hit your third, you replace the ball. That's another stroke penalty. You get up to the green. If you're on the green, then you put your ball down. That's a stroke penalty. So that is the rule of how it is and again, that would take you completely out of the tournament. And I get it. And I think that was kind of their take on it at the same time. It was like, yes, it was a 2-stroke penalty, but the reality is that, if we take the holes that we did it on or where it happened, it's more than that. And so
it just kind of sucks because it was just a wonderful weekend. We got blessed with amazing weather. There was rain in the forecast all weekend. I don't think we saw a drop of rain. I can't recall seeing any rain. Weather-wise was spectacular. The vibes were right. Some good golf. I mean, even your boy Chucky here at a 15 with my partner Nick. We'll just call him Nicky. I know you're listening, Nick. He's an 18, 20 high handicapper as well. And we did our job. We finished strong with 41 points in that last 9-hole match, which was a lot for high handicappers in the Stableford format, and I was very proud of it. And going back to the champs over here, just so proud of you and Luch, man. Luch, you guys will meet him. I can't wait for it. He's on a tear. He is on a fucking tear.
Third member guess he's in or second?
Well, let's talk about this year. What has he won this year? He's won the member guest.
Yes.
Just won the member with Massey.
Yep.
He's in the playoffs, I believe, in the men's league.
Yep. So won their first in their flight, but playoffs are starting now.
Yeah.
Did they play? Or
not yet.
They're
away. They're going to reschedule. They're going to play this week.
I was wondering what was
well,
going on.
They're in the playoffs. I mean, that's a big step forward. But in the past, he's won the Cup, which is a private tournament we hold. He's won the Jacket, another private tournament. His wife, God bless, Darcy, who sadly passed away this year, was a hell of a golfer herself, club champion, repeat offender club champion. It's in their blood, and it's just so fucking cool to see, Devin go out and win it with you, Jay. You guys have been boys for a long time. You too, Josh. But to finally get it done, man, for you was just so. As a friend, first and foremost, I was super proud of you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Definitely wanted to beat you. Maybe someday. Not this day.
Yes. Dev also has 3 plaques. He has a Eastman Cup, which is another tournament that we hold earlier in the year. He's got the member guest and the member.
And he also has league champion too. So in league, if you win your flight, then everybody plays, all the flight winners, all 6 or 8 flights, however many flights we have each year, will play each other in a Stableford format. And if you win the entire league, and you also get a mug in our beautiful Forbes tab room up there with your name on it, your mug to use all the time.
Yes.
It's a nice winning prize. There's only a couple sets of those out there right now, so.
And it's our mission here at Partied Up is to bring these vibes to the world, right? What we're experiencing here at Eastman Golf Links. Hopefully, it's occurring elsewhere, and if not, maybe you get some ideas. Feed us. Maybe you guys are doing some cool things at your courses. We'd love to hear the formats, the conditions, all of it, the vibes. It's something we're definitely interested in. But speaking of championships, Jay, we also have occurring is the club championship.
Yep.
I lost to my boy on the 11th hole, as we know. Jay, you just had your match. We've got video of you playing our good friend, Dream Lever. And you did spectacular, my friend.
Crushed it.
I did, yeah. Our club champion tournament is basically it is match play. We don't do a stroke play event. I think there's some clubs out there to do it. And I guess you kind of consider it kind of like the USAM. So it gets flighted and we break it down. We have championship flight, A flight, B flight, C flight, maybe, and I think a D flight. And 8 players per flight enter that. It goes in by handicap. We used to have a play-in, but really you just take the 8 best handicap players that sign up for the event. They get into the championship flight. In that flight, there are no strokes, and again, it is the best golfer comes out in the end. So yeah, me and John were pretty close anyways in handicap. I think there had only been a stroke or 2 given across the whole 18 holes. So it was good. I started off well. I rolled the rock rolled the rock, putted very well.
Putted great.
Got out early. Made a couple good birdies and some really big par saves, and it really put John in a hole. And it was unfortunate. I wanted him to play better too, because I just wanted to, you want to see like a really good match. But once you start having to press, and if those presses aren't working out, it can get, the hole can get pretty deep pretty quick.
Definitely compile pretty quickly there.
Yeah. So I ended up winning 5 and 4, but closed him out on 14. And it felt good. But now I go into the hell, and I've got to play the best golfer here at the course based on handicap. He's a plus 1.5. So, I'm essentially, right. So I'm 7.5 strokes in the hole on the tee. And, I got to try to find a way to make those strokes up, throughout the day and see if I can hold it together. I've got to make a lot of pars and, try to get some birdies in there. And hopefully if I can putt as well as I did, it could have a chance. The odds say probably not going to win that one, but it is what it is. I'll give it hell.
I love it.
Give it my best. We're going to go out on Monday and then we'll see where it goes from there. But yeah.
We have a video out there of him teeing off on 1 and on 7 in the club championship. Very nice video that Chuck put together.
Fun to edit.
Relating back to our conversation last week we had with the dress attire and all that. Jay, how long did it take you to decide to wear those high socks that you wore for that match?
That took me all of 30 seconds. I was coming from work and I just didn't feel like changing my socks that day. So that's what we went with. That was
for those of you out there. What are you low socks? Are you a high sock person? I guess the younger generation is high socks, and if you're wearing low socks, you're an older generation, I guess. But
yeah, Jay, you had a hot take out there on the course. He was giving all of us crap. You, me, and Lever. He's like, yo, if you got low cut socks, you're definitely over 50 years old.
That's the conversation came up.
You can look it up. Ask your kids. That's how they know an old person from a young person. They look at their socks. So generation of ours, we all are like the ankle sock guys, and now the kids today don't wear that because that's what old people do.
I will say, that's true.
Yeah,
my 13-year-old definitely wears high socks to school, and I'm like, interesting.
Well, we get this is a reason to watch the video broadcast. We'll throw some B-roll in right here of commissioners high socks. I mean, they were riding up to the knees, bud, and it looked like you were wearing
they were halfway up to the knees.
Nikes.
They're Nike socks with Jordan shoes.
Gray.
Well, take them. It worked.
It
worked great. You played well. You crushed it. By the way, during that, Chuck and I also had a ride along watching that match,
which I was wicked uncomfortable with. But let's talk about this, bud.
Okay.
I really, and we've not talked about this. Sometimes we'll prep for show, right? And we're going to talk about X, Y, and Z. We did not talk about this. I was so fucking uncomfortable, Jay, playing alongside with you and Lever. And I know Lever sent the invite to Josh and I. Hey,
and we
would you guys like to join us? Jay gave the permission slip, but again, if you're a longtime listener, 3 episodes. I mean, whatever. I had someone join my championship club match, and it got in my head and could not get out. I played terrible, fucking terrible. And part of the reason was because another player, not disruptive like obnoxious or mean or rude or anything like that, just from a momentum standpoint. He's playing golf as well. Let's say he pars a hole and my opponent and I both bogey it. Now it's his tee box. It's like, no, it's our match. You got to sit the back of the bus, wait your turn. If we're hitting a provisional, again, wait that out. So
this is
when
what
Josh and I
did,
joined Jay and Lever in their match, I was super uncomfortable. I felt like a hypocrite. I was worried about pace of play. I'm not making excuses, Josh. I mean, Josh smoked me.
Oh, yeah. Chuck and I played a little side match. He had 11
side
strokes.
match,
And
but
he
I
made it to 13 instead of 11 this time, though, so that was good.
Yeah, but I was not worried about my match or game. I was really worried about disrupting their match. I mean, that's just something that...
so this...
It got a little tense on hole 1. I guess we were chatting a little too much.
Like,
and
I don't want to be there. I don't want to be there.
As we're walking up to the green, we get from Jay, if you guys would just shut the fuck up.
Yes,
and
correct.
Literally hole 1, putting on hole 1 was the quietest I've ever heard our group of friends. Ever.
Like you throw it in the woods, don't even go look for it. It's gone, dead. Take the 2-stroke penalty up to the fairway because you're not going to go back and re-tee. Like, it's their match. Don't fucking worry about your match right now, you know?
I will say, though, after that, it calmed down. Unlike when you played your club championship match, the guy who wasn't in the club championship was cutting in front and taking the tee box and taking the first shot. We let them take their first shots, and then we went after. We did not putt before them. We let them take their putts overall, unless we were wicked far away and weren't giving a line away. But yeah, we kind of let them do their things, and Chuck and I did ours.
Yeah, I mean, there was a point on 4. I remember John threw in the woods, and he wanted to hit a provisional, and you and I teed off, and that I felt really bad, so we didn't allow that to happen again. But I don't know how I feel about it. Listeners, how do you feel about it? I mean, if there's a championship match occurring, whether you're invited or not, do you join that twosome? My answer is no, and I did it, and I felt like a hypocrite. Not only because I had it happen to me, but now I'm the guilty one as well. Like, that sucked.
I will say John sent us a side text saying, "Hey, you guys want to play with us?"
I
was like, "Okay." And then I double checked with Jay. Jay said it was fine.
Like, I'll go and shoot video. Like, I've been riding Jay's ass a little bit. Like, I'd love to shoot this match that he's playing against this stick, the plus 1.5
in the club championship.
And I know the odds are low, but listen, I love a good underdog story. I think our audience would enjoy the footage itself. And fuck, if Jay wins, I mean, what a great comeback! I mean, what an underdog story, I should say.
There's a lot,
but we don't want.
But if I'm joining that match at any capacity, it's just there to shoot content. Like, I'm not bringing the clubs. That's just how I feel about it.
But then it also comes down to Jay's opponent, whether he'd want that, and then if he loses, was he going to blame it on us being there? So, and we don't really know him all that well. He's not one of our friends like Lever is, who invited us to play in their club championship match. So it's a little different.
It was. Were you uncomfortable at all?
After that, would you guys shut the fuck up on hole 1? You could literally hear crickets. Crickets, just crickets everywhere.
It's
it was
look,
wild.
I mean, here's the reality. It's tense. I mean, so it is a head-to-head, for the club championship, even if it's for your flight or whatever, there are things there. And so you do want to go out. Yeah, you guys are my boys. So, and John, I will give him, he reached out to me before he even had sent anything to you and said, do you care? What do you think about having them? And I was like, it doesn't matter. Whatever. You want to do it, that's fine. I don't necessarily like it, and I get, I'd be interested in what other people's thoughts are. Again, and probably most would say, no, you should just be playing that match like 1v1. We do tend to pair up some matches where, they'll play, two matches in the same group.
Yeah.
That's, that is a little bit different.
Yep.
It still does. I mean, to me, a lot of that takes away from your match, because now if the other match, if someone again, they're spraying it, they get it in the woods, and now you're stuck waiting for them to find a ball and to go out and look for it. And it can completely take you off your rhythm when you're just dealing with all of that stuff. And it's I may not even go look. I mean, sometimes if I'm playing in a club championship or, in a big event, if you spray it, I'm not obligated to help you. I have my own things going on. I'm trying to do my, to focus on the game in front of me. And if you're, in the woods all day and we're constantly out there hunting down and you have no bearing on my play, now it's irritating to me, because now it's now you're really, taking the time and pushing, making the pace slower and all of that other stuff. And it's something that, I don't know. I don't like it. And I would prefer not. And so I think when you're going to go out and you're going to try to play your best golf, you want to do it again, just you heads up against that other player. And I think, Wagon, you'll see this, that, last year you won your flight in the club championship.
Yeah, I did. I'm proud of that. Now, it was the C flight, whatever.
Still
3 out of 4. But for me, again, new to golf, high handicapper, yeah, I was very proud of that accomplishment.
And did you play that final round?
I played every round 1v1.
There you go.
Yes.
See?
Makes difference.
And
Makes a big difference.
And the player that joined you in your group this year, again, I would say he had
himself last second too.
Well, but he also has a rooting interest against Wagon. So, he's much closer friends with
the opponent.
Wagon's opponent.
True.
And so, in that scenario, you're playing a match, and here you have this guy's high-fiving, helping him look for balls, doing all of these other things, and you're out there basically,
box when he shouldn't be.
Flags front when it's a blind shot because he drives up. Hey,
I will say
heads
though,
up. There were things like that. But again, I'm not going to be the one that said I lost because of that. Did it influence? Sure. I mean, it was in my head. I'm a mental case out there on the golf course. I'm a mental case off the golf course. I've got enough things to worry about. I just want to worry about my game, my opponent's game, and no other distractions. So, Maybe I'm weird like that. Hopefully not. Again, would love to hear what the viewers and audience think, but nice to know that, Jay, you kind of agree there. And, I respect any opinion. Josh did fucking kick my ass, though, in that match. Again,
Shot
file
a
under
78 with a triple on 14, I believe.
Yeah.
That was an ugly hole. But, yeah, overall, it was fun. It was definitely... I feel bad for Lever and Jay because, Chuck owns a golf cart. Jay owns a golf cart here. We pull up to the course, and I asked, do you guys want to drive in separate carts? And Chuck and I would drive together. Or my other thought was we'd split up partners, and Chuck would go with Jay or go with Lever, and I go with Lever or Jay or whatever. And it ended up being John and Jay sat in the same car also.
Again, he asked,
championship.
He said, what do you want? And I was like, honestly, again, if it's not a friend, I'm going to probably say, like, I don't know. I would rather take separate carts.
Yeah.
But if, again,
even if
we're
it's friend,
buddies.
I want separate carts.
Well, friend or
in
foe.
The
Yeah.
championship.
Yeah.
Club
You know,
championship.
it depends. I see it. I've seen it both ways. We're a walking golf course. You could walk if you want, but again, if I own a golf cart, I'm going to use a golf cart. And it's just one of those things. I was if he was not in, like, he rode with you and then, wagons with me. I think, like, in those scenarios, like, again, now you have, like, where is that rooting interest, what's going on? I know, like, you guys did help find some golf balls and things along those lines, and that's all good, but it's just where is the advantage? And
that's another thing. That's
like,
another thing,
right?
Well,
right?
yeah.
Like, if you're helping now that other player or even you,
Right.
find golf balls, well, that's an advantage that you would not have in a 1v1 situation,
Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So it muddies the waters. That's all I'm saying. It just muddies the waters unfavorably. Well, favorably, unfavorably.
There is a moment where it can be, like, favorable to one and not
Yes,
to the
it
other.
does.
That is
100%,
just reality.
It really,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And to Josh's point about riding together or not, typically when in my experience as playing a 1v1 in a competitive tournament like this, the club championship, every single match that I've played in, we've been in separate carts, or one of us would walk and drive, but we're not together in the same cart.
I mean, because after a hole that one guy wins and one guy loses a big hole, the level of energy when you sit down in the same cart next to each other, one guy's down, one guy's up. It's
or you're down 3 all of a sudden.
Big deal.
It's
Big
okay,
deal.
dude. Like, get your fucking hand off me.
Exactly.
Like,
I don't want to talk to you.
I don't want to talk
Well,
to
it's tough, right? In our match, just, you'll go into it. It's like, I made the turn 4 up. So, already have a pretty good lead. And, now it's like time to, now I just know I just got to hold it on. And I go in and, we push 10, I win 11, and I go from there. Now I'm 5 up. 12, I basically lost the ball. I couldn't find it. I'd have to go back, re-tee. He was in the fairway sitting well. He actually blew it over the green.
Yeah,
and I was like, at this point, 5 up, I was like, I'm not even going to, like, sit here and try to, like, bleed out a double and, like, try to put, like, it's your hole. Let's move on.
Yeah.
So I just gave it to him. Let's go to the next. We'll do that. And then but we go to 13. He has the tee box 4 down. He knows he's got to putt and immediately blast in the woods. And you just could see him deflate. And so I just had to hit something. It's a par 3 there, and put it up to the front. Gave myself an opportunity. I was able to chip it close enough to get that par. Yeah. And at that point now he's back 5. And it's he's dormy, and I gotta.
Your short game's really improved, man. Yeah, like your approach is
100%.
You're just really tight around that hole.
Yeah.
Yep.
You got to give yourself. But again, and I'll tell anyone this, and I've always told you since you've started, and I said, this is the biggest thing. People like try to hit up flags or do whatever, and like they go try to get real cute. It's like, if you can get that golf ball onto the green, you have a chance for that ball to go in. I can tell you hundreds of putts that I've seen from 50, 80, 100 feet, whatever, that have gone into the hole or gotten close. I can tell you, I can probably count on one hand how many chip-ins I've seen in the last 2 years.
Very rare.
Chip-ins just don't happen.
Or even
if
to
you're
get
close.
as tight as you
You
with
think
the
you're
putt.
close?
Yeah.
It's very, very difficult to chip that ball into the hole. But if you can get that flat stick in your hand, you can roll that ball and you can roll it
100%.
in. And that is the idea. So give yourself an opportunity that makes you that saves a day. Most people chipping, honestly, are getting up and down in 3. Very few are chipping and getting it in the hole in 1. I mean, that is just the reality, you know.
Yep.
You're always giving yourself a little extra putt. Yeah, you want to lag some, but you're trying to make it, you know, where you can roll it, and that's the whole point. You can 2-putt from basically anywhere, but chip in 1 putt.
Yeah,
I'd like to know what the percentages are, the odds are. But
solid
you know.
advice. You know, shout out to the ParTeedUp production team. We're doing some videos of like Kamish and Luch, and we'll do Josh and Wagon and everyone. But I feel like we should have like maybe an instructional series because you are a smart golfer. Both you guys are smart golfers, and I think that'd be kind of fun. Like, all right, here's what I'm doing in this situation. Many times the pin will be tucked behind a bunker or whatever the situation may be. And you've helped me a lot by saying, hey, don't shoot here, aim over here. If you play to your miss, basically. So maybe we'll talk to the production team to do some more videos like that. But one thing that we do keep consistent on the show, starting effectively last week, is the drink
of the week.
Yes.
So
tasty.
This week, the show is brought to you by the Transfusion. So again, you can have some arguments on what is the best drink on the golf course. And I think last week
Wagon's
I went
number 1
with
draft pick.
the Bloody Mary being number 1. This would be, again, number 2. Again, this is a very young drink. For those that may not be aware of it, it probably, I don't think it's been around since maybe the 2020 time was when it might have started. I think every golf course on the planet now serves it. But it is, someone invented it, and whoever it was, you know, shout out to you because it was a hell of an idea.
Yeah, they serve it in cans now too, and stuff. So yeah,
what it is.
So what is a transfusion for those that may not know?
Transfusion is vodka. We prefer the vodka with the red cap, and just across the board. And then it is ginger ale. It is Welch's grape juice, and it must be fresh grape juice. Don't get old, dirty grape juice. And then it is a splash of lime, and that's basically it. So vodka, ginger ale, vodka to your heart's content, the ginger ale for the bubbles. And I am light on the grape juice. Grape juice can be very overpowering, but if you get the ratio just right to get the color, as you can see here, nice and purple, little lime sitting in there. It's just enough. It's so refreshing. It is it's a lovely drink. So
with how hot and humid it's been out lately, Transfusion is definitely a good
that's
afternoon drink.
You know, and I understand. I respect the OG. Shout out to the Bloody Mary, no doubt. One of my faves. I'm not saying it's not a good drink. It's a fabulous drink. It's a Mount Rushmore drink. But for me, on the golf course, Josh, you nailed it. On a hot day, we're going to be golfing after today's podcast. Stay tuned. We'll shoot some videos of that adventure that we get out there today on the course. But give me a Transfusion over a IPA, over a Bud Light, 100%. Over a Bloody. I'm talking afternoon. I'm not talking, an 8 a.m. tea time where, Bloody Mary is fucking, it's the drink to get. But over the course of 18 holes, let's say you're teeing off anytime past, 11 a.m., I will gladly drink Transfusions that entire round.
Yes.
Agreed.
And
it's just a great golf course drink.
This is my take on it, and some may have another opinion, but I'll tell you that the Transfusion, it must be made fresh. Buying the Transfusion in the can, I think is a scam.
Yeah.
It's scummy. They're not as good. They're gross. The flavor profiles are all wrong. I get it. It's quick, but if I go to a golf course and they have Transfusions in the can and they don't have a bartender that's ready to make a drink, I'm getting something else.
Yeah, do you want a $12 Transfusion from a can, or do you want a $12 fresh ingredients Transfusion?
Correct.
I'm going with the fresh one all day long.
Yeah.
It's a lot better. I mean, out of the can, you don't have the ice. The ice definitely adds some to it too, but you don't have the ice. It's just not fresh. It just tastes like it's been in a can.
And I will also add this, because our golf course, we have the luxury of a cart person. And when they make the Transfusion or any mixture for that matter, they're using nips. They use nips.
We're gonna say cart person.
Well, you know me, I gotta keep it.
It's a cart girl. All right. If anyone has a cart man on the golf course, please let us know. I'd be interested to know where that is because I will never play there. But that's yes, it is a cart girl. That is just that's what we've had. That's generational.
I'm just trying to stay gender unbiased, man, but I love it. So here's my point. They do drinks by the nips, those little nips, right? And most of them is 1 nip per drink, which is fine. But the ParTeedUp take is for any drink, particularly a Transfusion, you got to go double. You got to get 2 of those nips in that drink. Minimally. I mean, you'll pay a little bit more, but it's worth it.
It's always
because it tastes like candy. They're dangerous. These
sign-
transfusions can be dangerous because
Right.
it tastes like candy. You don't realize you're ingesting a lot, but not a lot, but you're ingesting vodka, and over the course of 7 or 8 transfusions over 18 holes, you can get a nice little buzz going.
Yeah, so I'm a big I go with like a 5 pour, give or take,
Yeah.
So again, poured alcohol again is better than the nips. I know certain states that you have to do nips and things along those lines. So
Yeah.
Every time you
Get the double.
if you go into the bar and you get it and you go out to the course and they only have the nips, you can tell like the significant amount, like the difference of how much alcohol you're getting.
same, yeah.
I don't even know. Is a nip? Is it a full shot?
It's a full shot.
I like to
technically.
pour it into a shot
It's not a
glass to
double
see
shot. It's
exactly.
just a single shot is
I think
what
it's
a nip,
short.
I believe.
Put the double in the
It
drink,
might be. Actually,
not
you know what?
on the scorecard.
I would be surprised if it's a touch short. We should look at the milliliters on it, but to see what it is one of these days. But
Yes. But no, lovely drink. So you're
Actually, that
welcome.
was a solid point, though, what you just said, as far as if you get it at the golf cart from the golf girl on the course, you get the nips. But if you buy it inside in Forbes, you get a pour.
Get a hand
You
pour.
get a good pour.
That's right.
At 19, yeah.
So it's
And here in the lovely state of New Hampshire, we don't have metered alcohol service. I know, again, some states you got restricted. It's we're pretty
never
free
heard
up
that
here.
before.
Live free or die.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Huh.
yeah. There's a number of states where they put meters on the bottle themselves, and so that they are restricted in how the pour comes out.
So it pours and stops after a certain amount.
Absolutely.
Wow, very
File
interesting.
under the
Huh.
pacification of the United
I mean, I
States.
bet you that has a lot to do. I bet you a
Weak
lot of bars
sauce.
that don't have their state doesn't offer that probably like that too. So their bartenders aren't overpouring and wasting alcohol. But that's a different story.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyways.
I agree.
Well, let's make this segue. We got drink of the week. We're starting something new this week. It is called the question of the week,
Yes.
and it's presented by our boy Josh,
Crickets.
Iceman, Crickets, Graybeard,
Bongo Boy.
Height, Bongo Boy Height.
Graybeard.
Maybe that's a nickname. Maybe this guy's going to have the longest
7'7",
nickname ever
yeah.
given to a human being.
It's gonna call
Well,
him
I
Bongo.
Josh,
to-
Iceman, Bongo Boy.
We'll have to abbreviate it somehow.
I like
Graybeard.
Bongo.
Bongo's
Bongo.
fine. I like Bongo. We can go with that.
I like Bongo.
Anyways, my question of the week it relates back to last week. We're talking about Jay and how when he moved here, he saw things in our league that he thought could be improved. He ended up taking over as commissioner of our league, as many of you know if you watched episode 2. And when he first took over commish, our league format here is a best ball. So we have 2-man teams, best ball. If you hit a ball, if you hit a bad shot, you can be able to play, but your partner can still win the hole, per se. Jay tried to change the format to A player plays A player, B player plays B player format.
Preach.
And we ended up doing that for half a season, and there ended up being a heavy amount of complaints that people didn't like it. I don't know if it was the competitiveness or
Which
what it
blows
was.
my mind.
Oh, yeah,
I
but yeah.
love it. I've
Yes.
never heard of this before. Again, I'm the
It's a great
newbie to
format.
golf in a sense, 5 years, 6 years in, playing competitively, playing regularly. I love this idea. Bring this back to our men's league, Jason.
Well, I will
Bring
say,
this back.
just in general, there's a lot of different league formats out there. I know there's one of my
Yes.
buddies plays in a league format that is a netted, each net score wins, but it's one person. You don't have a partner. Everybody plays. He said it's tough if you're a middle of the pack handicap. It's usually the high handicaps that win it. When you have 15, 20 people that are 18 to 20 handicaps, one of those guys is bound to score a good round each week
On net,
and
yeah.
and come close to being the winner, if not the winner every week. So it made it tough. But, there's a lot of different formats out there. I'd be interested to know, what everybody out here listening, what formats they play. But my question of the week would be, for both of you, but more Jay, because he's commish. He took over the league and tried that A, B format.
Yeah.
I know there's some Stableford formats out there. What, for both of you guys and our listeners, what would you guys preferred format for a men's league be? Would it be a traditional best ball? Would it be an A versus A, B versus B? Would it be a Stableford? Would it be an individual match? What do you guys think?
So for me, going back, and I'll say yes. So I am the ultra competitive, and so that was like part of it. And so going AABB format is like where you need 2 competitive players as a team. And some of the teams that we have in league they're social friends. They're not necessarily competitive. You want them to be competitive, but what ended up happening is there was in that scenario some B players, and I would say definitely in the higher tiered flights, higher handicapped flights. Some of the B players just
say
didn't
it.
like
Just say
that.
it. Wagons type of flights. Go ahead.
Yep,
That's fine.
we'll call it the wagon flights. That
Carboy.
they ended up
DEFs.
basically, yes, like some of the B players just got so nervous because they had so much on them that they just hated playing. And so we were going to lose players because, they didn't want to be that competitive. They basically just rode the coattails of their A player all the time. And that was just good enough. And, again, up in those flights, it's like, whatever. Does it matter? I mean, that guy, he was fine with it. He was. A lot of people liked it. I did.
I loved it.
I will say, though,
So you're trying to satisfy the field, is
Yes.
what you're saying.
Yes.
But-
Is that what your preferred format would be though? Or,
No.
Well, yeah, we have to satisfy.
My-
the
my-
Yeah,
field,
here we go.
but-
My preferred format is the match play. Honestly, the
What,
reason
best ball?
is the best ball match
your
play.
favorite? Okay.
Just because it is the Ryder Cup format. If we were going to do it, we would do best ball, a match, and then an alternate shot. That could be one. The thing with when you do alternate shot with some players, they get real fickle about they can't post that score. It's not because they're not playing their ball the whole time or whatever. And so,
Yeah.
and again, I'm a believer in that in league, you shouldn't be posting your scores. And this is just a take, but
Especially best
if
ball.
you only play league golf, yes, post those scores because you have to have a handicap. It's the way to establish it. But typically, when you're playing a match play type of event, you're picking up the ball. You're not finishing holes. So, what your actual score is technically not a true indicator of what your real golf level is. So, but again, outside of that, just off a tangent there, the match play itself, again, if for those that watch the Ryder Cup, that is that's it. When they play singles, it's match play. When they play the doubles, it's match play. It's just always heads up, two teammates. You go out, you cover each other, you try to dink and dunk, you pick each other up here and there. If you have a bad hole, you hope your partner's got you, and vice versa. When you play AABB, you are literally out on an island. Yes, you are a team, but it is all you, and it's tough. It was every week, and you got to have it.
So you prefer our current format, match
do.
play best ball. Okay, interesting. I thought you were definitely going to go the other way. My preferred format would be AA, BB. A versus A, B versus B. I feel like it's more of a competitive nature. I feel like when you're out there, as you just said, on an island by yourself, every shot matters. Your partner's not going to pick you up because he's playing his own match on the side. I feel like it makes you a better golfer mentally. You have to think better. You really have to think about your shots every single time. Whereas if you hit a bad shot in best ball with a partner,
You can get rescued.
you can get rescued.
And so people
Definitely
know
get rescued.
the scoring wise, it was you got the 9 points, basically per hole. Well, you get a half a point for having, you get a point for winning the hole, you and your partner. And if both partners won their match, then they were given a bonus as well. So there was a bonus for both.
Oh,
of
there
you
was a
winning.
bonus for both. Okay.
Yeah. So again, if you both play well, you're gonna go out. You'll get bonus points in that
On the hole or on the match?
on the total match.
On the match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. So you
So I
figure
just-
18 points for the match plus you would get a 4-point bonus.
See, I love it. But I am a competitive freak, like most of us golfers are, right? I hope. I don't know, maybe not. But I'm definitely. I love competition ever since I was a child. Man, it's just in the DNA, and I love this ABV format. My suggestion to answer your question of the week, Josh, would be a hybrid. So at a neighboring golf course, our arch rival locally, NGC, you'll hear that mentioned
NGC, my bad.
occasionally here and there. Actually, phenomenal golf course. Shout out to NGC. Not as good as Eastman. But in their men's league, and Jay, I know you participate this. Josh, I'm not sure if you've played it in the past or not. I have not. I've subbed with, I think, with Jay at one point, but their format's very interesting, and I don't like it. It's a little bit too wild, but I think you guys have modified alt, scramble, and best ball. But what I like about this, the thing I would take from NGC's model is a format of two different styles. So where I'm going is I would do the A versus B 1 week. So in our men's league, I'll backtrack even
A versus
further.
A, B versus B, or
Yeah, so we in our league we play in the flights each team twice. So I would do in match 1 of 2 best ball, and in the second match the AABB format. So you're keeping the best ball format, but now we're introducing that AABB, and I think it works because you're playing again both teams twice. And I'm a data freak as well. I went to the data. I went to the scorecard. was in the playoffs last week. Unfortunately, Wagon lost. Big surprise of 2026 right now. Not bad. At least made it to 9, but we lost. But I went in a best ball
9-hole match, by the way.
A 9-hole match in a best ball format, and I went into the scorecard to look. Hey, if we had played AABB, who's the A player, who's the B player? Let's look at those scores. The other team would have won as well. So I'm like, shit, this is a very kind of balanced format. It matches against what would happen in best ball. So there's equilibrium, if you will. So that was like, okay, green flag, check mark. I like that. But also I think for me and my opponent as a team, we're both super uber competitive. Whoever's the A, whoever's the B, like, let's go out there and fucking do our job and win this match. Let's both, score well.
Yeah.
So I love it, Josh. What a question.
Oh, I love that
hybrid.
format. So
Yeah.
I used to play in a par-3 league in Connecticut. I believe, of course, it was Highland Greens in Prospect, Connecticut, and it was under the lights. All par-3 under the lights. It was a blast. We teed off at 7:30 at night. We'd start in April and we'd go all the way as close to November as we could.
That's something I'm dying
so
to
we
do
go
is play out.
forever.
Have you played under the lights?
No, I've not.
Me
No,
It was
neither.
a blast, but it's also tricky when you hit some of those dark areas and you're like, shoot, I know my ball's over here, but I can't see, and you're busting out your phone.
Oh,
and then people will
yeah.
bring flashlights with them, which is a smart move.
Smart move.
But anyways, that's we used to play an A player, play the A player, the B player, play the B player, and it was match play. But each match, if you won your match, you'd win 1 point. If you halved it, you get a half point. So it wasn't per hole; it was total match 1 point. So then, if the A player won his match and the B player both won their match, they get an additional 1 point.
Yeah.
Also, so you can get a total of 3 points. So it's not a ton of points. Like, for example, when Jay did the A versus A, B versus B here, you could get, if you won every single hole, nine points per se. Whereas that would be 1 just for winning the match. But the best thing about, or I wouldn't say the best thing about it, but say your partner, your B partner or A partner, whatever it is out of his match, already lost it on hole 5 or whatever, got his butt kicked kind of thing. We did a total net score of both teams too. So that's where the third point came in play. So sometimes I would win my match, my partner would lose his match, but you'd have to keep your partner mentally in it to keep playing, to try to keep his score low, to try to win the total points for the match also, or for a net point for additional point, which I thought was a blast.
Very interesting.
But
I'd
I love the individual head-to-head
Yeah.
competitive nature, because you
Agreed.
have to be on point every single shot, especially when you're lower handicap too. So everybody, lower, mid 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, those type of handicaps in there, they are good enough. They're gonna make mistakes, but you got to be on point every hole pretty much. I understand why an A versus A, B versus B, when you have 220 handicaps, is a little different, but yeah,
I think
I love that format.
in the end, with that format though, you'd see a lot of team changes, because
Yeah.
I could see,
teams
that
are going to be
makes
looking
sense.
to build their team. They want to get a good partner. So if
Yeah.
someone was like, if it's going to be that way, they're going to like, well, this guy's not
bring
gonna,
the breakups.
Well, say here, Eastman,
Bring the
though,
breakups.
it would
Let's
be
go.
significant.
We're flighted here at
Yeah.
Eastman, so that's also makes a difference. Under the course I played in Connecticut, it was everybody played everybody. So literally, you would have a team that has a 15 and a 20, and then, for example, my partner and I were like 5s and 6s. So you'd be like a 5 or a 6 playing a 20, and there's times you're giving 2 strokes almost every hole, which
Sure.
is
Par-3.
on a par-3, by the way, too, which is a little wild. But to watch some of these guys that are 20s spraying the ball in the woods, you're like, okay, I'm fine now. As soon as the ball goes in the woods, all right, all I got to do is put my ball on or around the green, and I got this hole.
So what would happen? What would happen if you aced? So you got a hole in one on a par-3, getting 2 blows.
Oh, imagine
you're getting a -2
actually
as a
getting
score.
a hole in one on a par-3, and a guy gets 2 strokes and he birdied it, and you lost it.
Well,
would
I'm
be
just wondering what the
zero.
scorecard. What
Yeah,
would you
that would
write?
be
What would you write on
brutal.
the
That would be
scorecard? 0,
brutal.
-2, -1.
It
Like
seems
what
almost
the?
impossible to lose. Yeah,
would.
I did shoot 2 under there, won 9 holes too, which was kind of amazing. But
Yeah, well, what'd you get there? I got a 2 under par.
-2.
-2.
right.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So that does
Anyways.
bring up one of the things, just, when we talk about that, we're talking about strokes and things, and, you're bringing up par-3s, and, some people might hate this, might not, but a lot of times when we play with our friends going out there, when we're giving strokes, no matter what the strokes are, the rules are usually consistent. There are no strokes on par-3s.
Right.
Unfortunately.
What if it's
Well, no,
not
that's
here?
not
but what if it's a
true.
200-yard
Well, Bittler's
par
partner,
3?
Nick
No,
got,
when it's us.
Oh, gotcha. Yes,
Not
yes,
in
yes,
not
yes.
in league.
Oh, yes. Oh, gotcha.
League, I have to do
okay,
it right.
okay.
I get what you're saying.
When
Yes,
we're playing
yes.
casually and we have all our boys and we're gonna play a game, no strokes on par threes.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of how it always
yeah.
works. So I was giving Chuck 11 strokes the other day, and there was no strokes on par threes because they're not ranked the hardest holes.
Well, I remember I played a par 3 this summer, and I think it was in Rutland, Vermont, Rutland Country Club, private course, and they had it was playing 210 par 3 with wind in the face. I think everyone in our foursome hit driver, and only one of us made the green.
It's a lot of wind.
That's a big boy shot, big girl shot
definitely.
there. So maybe strokes,
That's a
but
fun course.
listen, if it's universally no strokes on threes, sorry.
I mean, you're all playing in the same conditions. Everyone
Yeah.
had to play in the wind. Everyone had to play the same event. So it is what it is. It's just one swing, one shot, give or take, But yeah, I'm sure people hate that. But we always do it because, again, it just, when someone like, oh, I got a net one, I'm like, a net one? Like, you're going to say, and that's when they got a par. You got 2 strokes on a par 3, and then you're going to come in and brag about a 1. Like
Right.
that, okay, just, be humble about it.
Buy
It
me
is
some
what it
drinks.
is.
Then
They
if
win
you
a
got if you got a
$500
net one, then
skin,
buy me
it's
some
like,
drinks.
go
Buy me some drinks if you got a net one.
Yeah, congratulations. Yeah.
Anyways.
Yep.
Well, this has been a fun episode. For the record, just in full disclosure, we had a couple tech issues before the show. We figured out we had to delay a game at the start. Apologies if our opening wasn't as smooth as it normally is, but if you listen this far, we thank you for that. We love the conversations. We love the feedback. Again, we still got to find Josh that right nickname. Is it Bongo Boy? Well, maybe we'll put a poll in the podcast, but something that, again, in terms of consistency, like this game of golf, is what made golf fun this week. And we'll start with our boy Kamish Massey, who had a fucking hell of a week, Jay. And I think I know what the answer is. Our audience likely knows, but what made golf fun for you this past week?
Well, yeah, got a plaque, so.
On the plaque.
Got a plaque. And I won my club championship match first round, so at least I got through that. Moved on a little bit. That was always just nice to know that at least I got one in. We'll see what happens the rest of the way, but all in all, very, very successful golf week.
Follow-up question? Mm-hmm. Okay. Maybe we'll double-click this next week on the podcast. We talked about plaque or cash. So, and Josh, you mentioned men's league, that one of the things that you win is a mug, a historic mug that is given out only to the winners. It's now the 3rd year, so third mugs will be given out this year to the team. Mm-hmm. Would you rather, and you don't have a mug, I don't have a mug, Josh, you don't have a mug.
Trying for
the mug's out there, that's a prize to get. Would you rather, Mr. Massey, Mr. Commissioner, get a mug in men's league or a hole-in-one?
Mug.
Ooh.
Hole-in-one.
Man, that's a great question.
If you want to reserve this, and we'll talk about it next week as a teaser.
Next week, because
all right. I'll let you think about that.
That's a tough
What
one.
to look up for maybe next week. I like that.
Yeah, we'll tease that one. Think about that too, Josh.
Yep.
Yeah, just and so everyone is aware, I do not have a hole-in-one.
None of us do.
That is one of the things that has escaped me.
Jay does have one indoors, actually, on a par 4.
He's got
actually,
5
but
indoors,
does that
dude.
really count?
3. I have 3 on the sim.
That's another question. Does that count? Does
No,
that
it does
hole
not
one
count.
indoors
All right,
count? I'm gonna say
we got
no.
episode
Exactly.
4. All right,
Yeah,
this is good tease right here for episode
Anyways,
4.
Yep.
Yes. We'll call it hole-in-one. We're just going to call it, yeah.
Okay. I'm
Love
with
it.
it. We'll talk about it.
All right, Josh, how about you? What made golf fun for you this week?
Just hanging out with the boys, but also, as we were just talking about, the mug for league play. Had my first round match, and John and I went down 2 early, down 2 after 2 holes, and then we proceeded to win the next 5 holes and won our match. So we will be moving on to the championship next week. If we win that championship, then we move to the mug round and have a chance to win a mug. So, that was probably my most enjoyable experience, especially going down 2. Yeah. After going down 2, John and I, by the way, John Lever is the guy that Jay played in the club championship.
Dreamweaver.
I guess you call him Dreamweaver. He played Jay in the club championship and is my league partner.
Great guy.
But yeah, we are looking
golfer.
forward to next week playing in the championship for the A flight for league, and then we'll see where that goes. So yeah, that was probably my most enjoyable moment of the week.
I'm rooting for you guys. We're not in it, so
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Partied Up team's having a run this year, Josh. So you're the guy, you and Luch representing Partied Up here in men's league. So I'm out. Jay's out. It's up to you guys.
Yep.
We'll see what we can do. What was your most enjoyable memory of the week? Would you say?
Great question, man. Golf game, not much in terms of the golf course, man. I lost round 1 in men's league, and
You guys
super
butt kicked
uncomfortable
by
with
me.
Massey and Lever playing, and
man.
just God, what made golf fun this week? Oh,
camaraderie.
man, yeah, the camaraderie. I had a good match with Birdie Bob this week. That was fun.
Ooh,
that was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
There you go. Yeah. Podcast. But Partied Up. That's what made golf fun this week.
Yep.
Doing this
Yeah,
right
yeah.
here.
Agree. Partied Up always makes it fun. A lot of editing Chuck's been doing, myself. All of us have been having a blast with this. So hopefully
Hope
all
you guys enjoy it. Yeah.
we hope you guys are all enjoying this.
Engage.
Definitely.
We're small right now, so we're reading every comment. We're engaging with the videos, whether it be on TikTok or Instagram or YouTube, whatever. But those that are commenting, we appreciate it. We're listening. We hear you. And we love it. So definitely stay tuned for more exciting vibe, partied up content.
Any feedback, anything, you want to call us assholes, we're down. Just let us know.
At the time of this recording, it's 12:54. We've got a 1:20 tee time. We're going to go rip up that
1:30,
course
I
up.
believe.
1:30. Yep. Yep. So it's real.
It is.
Yeah. Well, thank you everybody for watching.
Cheers.
Cheers. Enjoy your transfusions this week. We'll have a new drink next week for everybody, a new question of the week, and hope you guys have a great week.
Let's go.
Let's go.